Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. Hi, my name is Erin, and today I'm going to be filming two videos that are probably going to be my last two videos for the year. I just finished editing my first time reaction to the movie Army of Darkness, so if you haven't seen that, I will link it down below, and I just uploaded it, so you guys please check that out if you would like to see a first time reaction to a movie. But I'm going to be doing right now ranking all of the movies I watched for the first time. Well, not all of them, sorry. Ranking some of the movies I watched for the first time that I made videos on my channel, from my least favorite to my most favorite. And in reality, a lot of the movies I watched for the first time this year I did enjoy. So really this list is like really hard for me to do because I actually enjoyed most of these movies. So I really mostly have positive things to say, but I do have them ranked on how I enjoyed them. So, and also some technical things as well, like how well the movie was made, acting, stuff like that. So if you're interested in seeing that, definitely stick on around. My name is Erin again. This is my channel, but I like to talk about movies as well as makeup. So I have a makeup look on right now that I use some palettes that I haven't used. Just playing with makeup. I didn't record this look, but I used the Glam Light Cake palette today for the first time, as well as some other palettes that I'm trying to pan. So if you're interested in makeup videos, definitely check out some on my channel. And I also like to do first time reactions, like I just said, movie reviews, ranking movies, and I particularly love to rank and talk about horror movies. So these movies that are on this list are movies I watched for the first time, and they are all in the horror thriller genre, so horror or horror sci-fi, and those are the ones I've mostly been focusing on. So yeah, if you're interested in that, then just go ahead and keep on watching. And by the end of this video, if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and check out some more videos, like I said. All right, you guys. So most of these, like I said, are first time. I'm excluding some movies that are not on my list just because I only wanted to keep it to 10. And most of these I did a first time, like I have videos that are first time watching videos. And then some of them, only two were just like reviews, but they were the first time I ever seen them before I did the review. And there are other movies that I watched this year for the first time, but I didn't do a first time sort of reaction to the movie in a video. I just did a review on the video. For example, the Stepfather series, I saw all of those movies for the first time this year, and I did reviews on them, but I didn't do like a first time movie reaction to them, so I'm not including those. As well as the Texas Chainsaw 2, I didn't do a reaction video to that, but I did talk about it as a first time review, as well as Behind the Mask, Leslie Vernon. I didn't record my reaction to that, but I'm including it on this list to make it an even 10, and it is a movie I enjoyed. So without this, why I'm explaining to you guys, the rest of the movies are from my first time watching series here on my channel. So those are the ones I decided to include, even though I've seen other movies for the first time this year, if that makes sense. Like there's other movies I've seen for the first time, but I did not include them in a first time watching series that I'm doing on my channel. So I'm not including those movies, only the ones I did a first time reaction video to, as well as those two exceptions. But all the movies on this list I've seen for the first time this year. Some of them I've watched multiple times since then, which factors into my liking of them. And these are ranked, like I said, quite loosely because I did enjoy most of the movies on this list. But without further ado, let me not keep blabbering on. Let's go ahead and jump right into the list. So coming in at number 10, I have the movie Pieces, which I did recently, a first time reaction video. I did it in two parts just because that was the easiest way for me to do it with editing, and some things happened with that video. But this one's coming in at number 10 because although I found it interesting, it had some good effects, I think the acting and just the dubbing of the voices and stuff kind of took me out of the movie a little bit, as well as it just kind of being a little bit sillier. Not something I could take super serious. I did enjoy it. I enjoyed watching it, but it's not something I would put at the top movie for me, or like a favorite movie. Is it something I can watch again? Maybe. I don't know. The rewatch factor for me is not super high. I can say the kills were really cool, the effects were really cool, but it's not something I would be like, oh, I want to watch Pieces, you know? So that's why it is coming in at number 10 for me. Like I said, the acting kind of pulled me out a little bit. Some of the technical stuff, sometimes it was very jarring how they switched scenes, and then some of the decisions from the characters were like mind-boggling. So this why that one is coming in at number 10. Coming in right behind it at number 9 is going to be Cube. Cube, I actually really enjoyed. I really liked that movie. I liked the concept of it. I liked that it was pretty much kind of original based on the fact that it came out before Saw, and it had a similar vibe to that, as well as before The Escape Room. And again, it had a similar kind of plot and vibe to those two movies. And although the acting was a little whatever, not the worst I've ever seen, and I like the concept of it. I thought it was pretty good. I have to say that it just doesn't come as close to the other movies that are on this list. And although I liked it, I think it could have been a little bit better. That's just my personal opinion. There were some things about it that I felt were a little bit off, if that makes sense. But I did really enjoy this movie. And from 8 up to 1, all of these movies I really, really like. And it was very hard for me to rank them, honestly. It was very hard for me to rank these. This was hard because from 8 to 1, these movies I actually all liked. I liked all of these movies a lot. And it was really hard to rank these, but I had to put them in some place. So coming in at number 8 is going to be Army of Darkness. Okay, you guys, hear me out. I know a lot of people love this one, and I think this one might be divisive as well. I think maybe some people might not love this one, depending on what side you're on, because of the way it switches tone so drastically from the first two movies. But I really, really enjoyed this movie. The reason it's down at number 8 is because I just recently watched it. It's my most recent video, first time reaction. So since I've seen it so recently, I just want to kind of sit on it and not kind of just say, oh, this one was like, it should be higher, but it might move higher actually, because I really enjoyed it. Thought it was a really great movie. Ash was funny, the characters were funny, the plot was pretty nice. I think they really did an outstanding job with the script and everything. It's not the most horror on this list, because for me it was more of an action comedy with some sprinkle of horror in there. The horror was like the third element for me. Like, I feel like there was more action and fighting and comedy versus the horror. So that's another reason why I was like, let me put it a little bit lower. But since I just seen it recently, I didn't want to put it too much higher because I just saw it. So it's kind of just, I'm mellowing it on it, sitting on it for a minute. But I really did like this movie, like, a lot. So if you guys want to see me react to that movie, I will link it down below. That's my most recent first time reaction. Okay, coming in number 7 is going to be Halloween 3. I really did like Halloween 3. I thought it was a really good movie. Thought the plot was great. I thought the acting was great, pretty good. I think the villain was really a great villain, in comparison with like Michael Myers not being in this movie. This villain I think was a great alternative, not alternative, but since we didn't have Michael, them coming up with another great villain, I think this villain was really scary actually. He was quite a lunatic, honestly. And overall, I think the movie held up on its own, honestly. Doesn't necessarily fit into the... You guys, look at my fingers. I was eating hot Doritos. But does this movie necessarily fit within the Halloween franchise? Maybe not so much. But I think that the movie is good overall, and I really enjoyed it. I really do. And I've watched it twice since I first watched it, so that, to me, tells me that it was a great movie. All right, number 6 is going to be Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I really have been getting into a lot of kind of horror comedies this year, and this one is one that I really enjoyed. I really liked it. I don't think that the tone switch from 1 to 2 is terrible. It is quite different, and I do say I like 1 a little bit more, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, more than the second one. But I really did enjoy this. I thought it had some really great iconic moments in it that now I get the references for now that I've seen it. And although I didn't do a first time reaction to this movie in a video, I did talk about it right after I had just watched it. So if you guys want to check out that video, I will try to link that one down below, me reacting right after I just watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I thought, although Leatherface wasn't that scary in this, I liked the whole family dynamic. I liked the setting change. I think that the guy with the metal plate in his head was a great addition, since we did not have the hitchhiker. We got his brother this time, or his twin brother or whatever. I like the opening scene where the guy gets his head cut off. I think it was all great. I even like our final girl and the other cop guy or investigator, whatever he was, that was trying to help and get a vengeance for his nephew. I think it was a great movie. I liked it and I enjoyed it a lot. All right, number 5 for me is going to be The Fly, a movie that is really, really good, highly, highly rated, and a lot of people love it, and I do too. I really enjoyed it. The special effects and the prosthetics and everything that they were doing with the makeup, amazing. I know this one is highly rated for some people. The reason it's coming in at 5, which is not low on this list, but it's still like in that middle ground, is that while I enjoyed it a lot, I think some of the other ones above this scared me a little bit more. Some of them. Than this one. And this one had a more strong romance, which I really do love romance. That's like most of the dramas I watch for TV's wise is romance and stuff like that. But as far as the horror, I think there was it wasn't as scary. I mean, it was scary because who wants to be turned into a fly? And it was disgusting as well. There were like some really gross moments in this. And I really did like this movie. I think the acting was amazing. Like I said, the effects were great. The concept is scary. The fact that this is a remake and it's like better than the original. I mean, opinion wise, that could be your opinion, but like generally, a lot of people love this one. And I really do enjoy this one. I really do. It's just that the ones above it, I like a little more. I wanted to give an honorable mention to The Burning. I did not do a first time reaction to this, but I did do a video on it. And this movie was really, really good. I forgot about this one. I was just looking back through, but this one I would probably put like in the middle as well. It's really good. I really like it and I definitely would recommend it. So if you haven't seen The Burning, check it out. Okay, so number 4 is going to be The Descent. The Descent is one that super surprised me of how much it actually got to me with the claustrophobia feeling of being under in the cave. I really enjoyed this one. I've watched it several times since that first time that I watched it. I watched it by myself, then I watched it again, then I watched it with my sisters and showed them that some of them had not seen it. And I just really love this movie. I think that it was scary enough when they were just trapped in the cave, and then they added in those creatures. I mean, it just heightened the fear. I think the acting was pretty good. The concept, like I said, was very scary. And then the underlying issues as well of like friends betraying you and dealing with loss. I thought they handled every single category just perfectly. The only thing I could say is that the ending was kind of jarring. And I think that the original ending was better than the ending that they kind of tacked on. Although it's more pessimistic and kind of sad, I think it fits more with that movie. So that's the only kind of negative thing I could say about it, honestly, because I like the characters. I even wanted both main girls, I forgot their names, one was Sarah and one was Juno, I believe. I wanted both of them to survive, actually, even though the friend was kind of snaky and doing evil stuff or like cheating and whatnot, but she wasn't necessarily an evil character. She's a character that makes mistakes. So I liked all that thrown into there, and I liked the whole group of girls, actually. So I liked how they added all of those things into it. It just made the movie feel more real. So The Descent, number 4, really love it. Definitely recommend. And if you haven't seen my reaction, again, it'll be linked below. All right, coming in at number 3 is going to be Invasion of the Body Snatchers. This is one of my first ones that I did like a first time reaction, like full video. It's pretty bad quality, you guys, but you guys can check it out if you like. It's one of the ones that had the most views for these videos that I've done. It's one of my first ones I did, so the editing and quality of it is a little bit terrible, but it's the first one I did, and I actually really love this movie. I love the original one, which is the only one I had ever seen. I saw that one a couple years ago, and so I was like, why haven't I seen the remake? So the original one was like black and white, super, not super old, but older, and this one came out in the 70s, so I was like, okay, let me see. Both of them are rated super high with critics, so I was like, I have to see the remake, and I'm so glad I actually decided to go ahead and watch it because it's super, super good. The actors are great in it, and it's actors I've seen before. Like, I didn't even know they were in this movie. They were all awesome. Like, it's no complaints with the acting department. There was suspense, there was great chase scenes, there was good like scary parts, like you were like thinking about aliens taking over people's bodies. It creeps me out. It was gross parts, it was the pods and the people growing scenes. Everything was really great. This is one that is very highly rated for me personally. I just really like the concept. It scares the crap out of me, for real, honestly, thinking about like somebody taking over people you love and you being able to tell because you know that person. It's freaky. So I really enjoyed this one. I thought the ending too left such a huge impression on me because it's just, that ending was amazing and quite honestly scary, like really good. So that's why this one's number 3. I think it just was really good and it deserves to be rated as high as it is with critics. All right, my top 2. I don't know how people are gonna take this. This is just my personal opinion, but the last 2 I have here, the second one probably is the most loved. I would say, of this list by people in general. And it probably is very highly rated. I don't know the ratings for critics like Rotten Tomatoes, stuff like that. But there is one that I like just a tiny bit more, and I'll explain why. So the second one on my list here is Alien. This is probably, I think, my most viewed first time watching videos on my channel. This one also has a lot of glitches in the video, and it was edited. I don't know what happened during the editing, but for some reason the video completely glitched and messed up. So I'm so sorry if you go watch that video. It's very weird. I'm so sorry, but I really did enjoy Alien. I think this movie is really, really good. I love the alien design. I love all of the characters in this. I love how they're kind of just gotten picked off. It's very suspenseful. It's very scary. It's very, very much keeping you on your toes. It's not a boring moment in this. And I really love Sigourney Weaver as the main character because she just does such an awesome job. She starts off as kind of like this underdog, someone that you don't expect to be the leader. And just the character growth for her is amazing. I like the ending. I loved all of it. I think it was a really great movie. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, that should be at the top of your list. But my number one, I enjoyed for a different reason. So I'll get to that. But I just really enjoyed Alien. I think it's really, really good. I am going to be reacting to Aliens in 2021. I know it's been a while, but I am going to get to it, you guys. But number 2 is Alien. And then number 1 is Behind the Mask, Leslie Vernon. So this one, I don't have a first time watching video, but I do have a review on my channel if you want to check it out. But the reason why this is my number 1 is because it's a parody of slasher films, and I think they completely nailed it, and it actually made me laugh. Like, it actually was super funny to me. So that's why this one's coming in at number 1 for me, because I think it was funny. It was funny. I had a blast with it. I've actually watched it now 3 times altogether. So twice after my first time reaction, I watched it 2 more times. I just think this movie is brilliantly done. I love Leslie Vernon character, and I love the fact that they are doing a documentary on a serial killer. The way they explain how famous serial killers get away with all they do and the training they had to do, I think it was brilliant. I had fun with this movie, and then I watched it with my family, and they really liked it. Like, some of the movies I show my family, they do not like them. Like, they don't enjoy a lot of the movies that I show them. Like, even some movies that are really highly regarded, they're not having it. But this one they actually really, really liked. And so that just shows me that this one is, like, my opinion is right. I really enjoyed this one. I don't know what it's about this one that made it that, I mean, I know why I put it at my number 1, but even though it's probably not as highly ranked as some of these other ones or highly viewed by people as these other ones on the list, I just had a blast with this one. I really enjoyed it. Now, if I were to rank these based on, like, different things, different categories or factors, this probably would not be number 1. I mean, some of these other movies on here are better acted, better shot, better whatever, but I just really enjoyed this one. I had fun with it, so that's why I'm putting it at my number 1, you guys. So that's my ranking for all of my first time watching or movies I watched for the first time this year and did videos on. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and leave me some comments down below if you enjoyed any of these movies, or if you have any suggestions for movies I can react to and do a first time watch for in 2021. But yeah, this is the end of this video here. I will check you guys out in the next video. Have a happy new year, and I will see you guys in the new year. Stay safe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. Adios.